Welcome to Project Damage. This is the most expensive and most weird end league projects that I think we've ever done. And we're gonna see some very interesting numbers because we have done some off-stream testing and the numbers are numbers. What do they mean? So we are focusing on this tab, the offense tab, and the combined damage, single hit. Okay? TLDR, just to get everything quickly out of the way, we're gonna ramp our mana cost and then press a bunch of cooldowns and then look at this tab, and that's what's gonna happen. However, how we get there is a very intricate process, and I'm gonna try to explain as best I can everything that has to do with that. When we're seeing all of these numbers, please remember that this is a very heavily restricted project and it doesn't compare to ordinary PoE ninja numbers, POB numbers, DPS or average damage or anything like that. The goal is the in-game character sheet and getting that as high as possible, which is not affected by exposure, hexes, marks, action speed, cast speed, penetration, unnerve, shock, scorch, wither, increased and added damage against shield, ignited, frozen enemies, chance to do double damage, triple damage with elemental skills, AoE overlap, multiple trigger sources, enemies take increased damage, or even critical strike multiplier. None of this works for us. So we have to scale our single damage without using any of this because none of these things that I just listed show on this on the character spreadsheet on a single hit on the damage number. So when choosing our skill and the means of scaling damage, some options are straightforward, like more multipliers. You want as many more multipliers through support gems, buffs, and auras as possible. So the choice comes down to what can give the absolute highest flat and increased damage modifiers among spells or attacks. The highest increased damage potential is probably armor stacking, but that archetype doesn't work for us because it doesn't have any good flat damage besides auras that every other skill choice would equally have. So we chose Discharge for our main damage ability for 3 reasons. Number 1, the gem has a very high flat damage and is well scalable with charge stacking. Number 2, Frenzy Charge scaling is very powerful for any potential skill. Not only the 4% more damage per Frenzy Charge, but with Resonating Shrine, we gain an additional 6% more for a total of 10% more damage per Frenzy Charge. And finally, Discharge has the highest damage effectiveness gem at 600%, which can be supported by Archmage. It can give flat damage up to 75% of max mana if the cost is raised high enough, which also brings in our increased damage source, Indigon, which can give thousands of both. The cherry on top is that Archmage looks at the total cost that you could spend, not caring if the sustaining pool is mana or not, which means that using Eldritch Battery and a giant energy shield pool, several times larger than the already heavily invested mana pool, gives so much flat damage that the base damage coming from Discharge with 32 charges only takes up 8% of our total damage. Marcus wrote an Excel sheet which calculates the ramp based on the base spell mana cost and whatever multipliers of support gems we're using to try to calculate what's the most effective way for us to ramp our mana cost. I don't understand this sheet well enough to explain it. All you need to know is we spend all our mana and then we look at the number. I can try to explain this a little better maybe with this continued essaying. The ramping of Indigon and Archmage has 2 main goals. First, to cap the increases gained from Indigon, and to get the max 2000%, we will have to spend at least 16,000 mana with a 25% rolled Indigon. The other goal is to have the mana cost of Discharge be almost as high as the total combined pools of our energy shield and maximum mana, but don't exceed it. If it exceeds it, Archmage does nothing. Archmage overrides the base mana cost to be 5% of max mana, not including ES, which becomes 16.69%, with the many support gems supporting it for a base of 2,221 mana cost. To increase this to our total pool, we need roughly 5,000 increased mana cost, which is gained from Indigon by spending roughly 17,000 mana, which is designed to be very close to the requirement of our first goal. Luckily, Archmage doesn't care if our pool is full or empty, it only looks at the maximum that you have. Ramping Indigon would be problematic with having this much ES, because Indigon only ramps if the resource you spend is mana and not ES. So we use a weapon swap to the Mahuksotl's Machination Quiver to delete our ES pool with Immortal Ambition. So we weapon swap to this quiver to delete... Sorry, shield, not... Why am I calling it quiver? Sorry, the Mahuksotl Machination Steel Kite Shield. We weapon swap to this, which is not a quiver, for Immortal Ambition to delete our entire energy shield pool, so that we only have mana to ramp. So we will showcase two setups. One, we will try to balance out the 4 different damage types that we're doing, everything but chaos, so the 3 elemental, so everything but fizz, so the 3 elemental plus chaos, to be roughly equal, and then we will adjust for the highest combined damage possible. Okay, our characters. The main character is a Hierophant called Empyrean_damage, and we are using a Squire setup, Discharge, Archmage, Power Charge on Crit, Concentrated Effect, Ele Focus, and Cruelty supports. Supported by an Aura bot that's stacking mostly Wrath and Zealotry aura effect, a second Aura bot that is stacking mostly Hatred and Discipline aura effect, a Mana Guardian giving us a massive energy shield pool, which for our purposes becomes mana with Eldritch Battery, and a charge support that helps us stack and scale the number of charges that he's gonna share to us. That's the party comp. We're gonna be doing this in a map because shrines are insane for us. We considered Sanctum again with the 50% increased defenses, but shrines are better. So I think that's about it. All of the POBs and everything will be released. It'll be in the description after we're done. Okay, are we happy with that?
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm trading you guys the gear, and let's start setting up. This is our crew here. Typhel, Marcus, Alls, Bazooka, and myself will be 5-manning, and yeah, I think we're good to go. So I'm trading everyone everything. We have spent anywhere from 100 to 110 mirrors on this project, 120 high-end, depending on where you want to count, whether when we bought the locks or when we used them, because they kind of jumped up in price. It is definitely over 100 mirrors of all crafting and all lock corrupting and all that stuff. We have many items with 1 in 100 lock corrupt outcomes that we successfully completed. We min-maxed this pretty hard, but this league has been crazy currency for everyone. So the N League tabs, you know, grew to be crazy expensive. We have 10 1-passive voices in the project, 3 passive, multiple awakened, enlightens, and empowers, which are over a mirror each this league. Enlighten being even more. Voices. 4 1-passive voices on the main character. 3 charms, 8% strength, and max mana as ES. 3 of those. Jewels. 5 int, 4 mana, or spell damage ES. Not all of those are like that. Most of them are just int, but there's some very nice ones. With int and percent mana on all of them. As with all things stupid N League projects in regular PoE fashion, you stack a completely different stat to achieve your goals. Do you want damage? Well, you're not gonna stack damage. You're gonna stack mana, energy shield, and all sorts of other stuff before damage, because it's just better. We have a Watcher's Eye with lightning damage, max mana as ES, clarity, life mana ES. Here's 2 Abyssal Jewels. We have a Sublime Vision for 1 more power charge. And the star of the show, a a perfect adorned that will scale all of these jewels that I just put in. And if I mouse over a jewel, it tells you that this jewel is giving me 52 int, 10 ES, and 20% ES. This jewel is giving us 52 int, 25% mana. This is
Can you show the
very
character
cool
sheet
adorned.
when you equip the adorn? It shows mana, ES, and life as well.
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay.
Below the
So equipping the adorned gives us 4,400 mana and 7,000 energy shield.
Report the chest equip.
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't have the chest on yet. Okay, sorry. So it gives us actually almost 5k mana, 4.5k, and 8,000 ES. Very good. 1.7k int to 2.3k int. And if I reserve this, yeah.
I want to see this from
9K,
Typho's point
yes.
of view, honestly. Typho, can you do this? Can you stream on Discord and do the same? I want to see it. So he has
33,300 mana, and then the adorn goes in.
2,996. He gets 1k inch out of this.
Almost 20,000 mana from the adorned for the mana guardian.
And 1k inch.
Oh my
That's
god.
a very smart jewel. Smart again.
Here is our just standing in hideout discharge weapon ranges. Very small numbers, just 600k fire damage, 900k. Okay, and then I swap to this. Okay, so we are already overflowing the damage per use. This is a very easy number to overflow. If you have a strong build, you've probably already seen this with like flasks up and everything. This is not what we care about. The damage per use, it overflows very quickly. As you can see, I can just ramp a little bit here and I'm already negative number. So whatever. All we care about is these numbers right here. The rotation is as follows. We go in a map, we pick up all the shrines that we need. Then I weapon swap to delete my ES with the shield. I count down, I cast Sigil of Power. We all press our worm flasks so that all the bobs, because we have 5 bobs, 5 animate guardians with Leer casts, which stack and we have increased damage from them. And also synth implicit allies increase damage weapons. So we shit out a bunch of worms and I try to discharge one, make sure that I crit. Then I spam my Unearth to ramp the Archmage and Indigon. Then I weapon swap back, I press all my flasks, I press RF, I press Vol RF, and we look at the discharge numbers. That is the rotation. That is what we have to achieve. During this, Marcus has to feed me charges. First some frenzies with Doedri flasks, so I can actually discharge, because if I don't have charges, I can discharge. And then he has to feed me all the other charges during the rest of my rotation. So that is the rotation. We're gonna be using some white tier 2 maps for this. Dunes. To collect the shrines. Someone is going to clear the map, probably alls, to make sure it's all safe. And then we all go in, we pick up the shrines, and look. I'm putting in the first map. We have Resonant Shrine on the Sextant, and we put Domination on for as many shrines as possible. Let's go. So the map is clear. Alls is coming back on his support character. Okay, all bobs out. We need to have 6 auras. Nice. We have 5 bobs and 1 more Leer cast. Okay. Are we ready?
I just need to charge my Soul River.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
I'm charged.
Okay. Starting
Okay.
to pick up shrines. Let's go.
Don't forget to swap the jewel.
Second good shrine. Nice.
Here in the
Clicking
middle.
that off.
Okay.
So, we are ready.
Reserve the other one.
Yeah, second Herald. I have 88,570 ES. Without disc,
Yeah, without this.
yeah, I will count and we will look. Ready? Worms at 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Our discharge.
There it is. Okay. Okay, we have to look at the clip.
The ad timing.
Ad timing, really? Dude, I read it before. What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
god, unlucky.
Okay, I'm clipping and shipping. Let's check out the number that we got here. We're ramping. We're pressing buttons. I'm ramping the mana now. I ramped down to 4.2k, and then I weapon swap. And the number is 1 billion of each damage type, and the combined damage is minus 41 million to plus 115 million. Oh, and then I press some more cooldowns, and now it's negative damage to a different negative damage. And then it goes up to 1.2 billion of each damage. And now it's positive number to positive number. And then it's negative to negative number. Yeah, so I don't know how to explain this, but what we think is happening is that the combined damage is overflowing at 2 billion, which is the signed or unsigned integer, I don't know, one of those, 2.1 billion. And when it reaches another 2.1 billion, it goes back to negative, and then it goes back to positive again. So I have a couple of screenshots here to show from our testing night. Here is the first one, okay? We have 1 billion of each damage type, and the total damage is negative to negative. Then we have a little bit more than 1 billion per damage type, and the combined damage goes from negative to positive again. Then we have even more. This is the biggest screenshot that we've got. This is 1.6 to 1.7 billion of each damage type, and the combined damage is a positive to negative again. And then finally, this is like a 1.5 to 1.7 range. Now it's positive to positive again. So I don't know what to say other than this game is crazy, and you know, numbers, something numbers. We are overflowing, and then we are underflowing, or multiple overflowing, and then triple overflowing. I don't know. So the next thing that we can do is do the same thing, but put on 2 Call of the Brotherhoods to juice the cold damage as much as possible. So we're gonna try to not... Can we try this without shrines just to see what happens?
Sure.
Just do one rota here.
We need to go to Hideout anyway for blast
Okay.
and shit.
Okay, then just do it in Hideout, yeah. I don't know how many walls we're breaking. 4th wall, 5th wall,
Still attempt to make the first
nth
second
wall.
higher.
So Epsi is joining us here for a quick link. We elected not to get a 6th person in the project initially, because it's nice to have one extra portal for someone to clear the map without having to like respec. A fully min-max like life support would be like less than 2% damage upgrade, but Epsi is here for just this hideout test. We're gonna do the same thing, but with 2 Call of the Brotherhoods to see what happens to the cold damage. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I crit. Okay, it happened. We're gonna look at that clip.
This?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hideout. Crazy.
yep. Yes, some of you may have noticed some things changed here on this left side instead of the right side when we did this with the 2 Call of the Brotherhoods. What happens if you pay attention to the cold damage here? There it is. And now I'm pressing some cooldowns, flasks and stuff. And it's gone. It's just gone. It is no longer here. We got so much cold damage that the game decides that we no longer have cold damage. Okay? It's right there, a moment before, It's right here at like 1.2 billion, and then it's no longer there. It treats the single damage types and the total damage types differently, because this one, if it reaches the 2 billion, it overflows and it shows as negative, and then it shows as positive again, and then it shows as negative again. The singular damage types, if they overflow, they are gone. They are deleted from the sheet, and we can no longer look at them. So, once again, we hit a technical wall, like with almost all of these projects, limited by the technology of our time. But something happened, I guess, and the cold damage is gone.
Can you do this again?
Sure.
But then now you mouse over the discharge here.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I crit. I ramped, and it's 97k mana cost. Okay. Okay, so we did the same thing again, but this time I mouse overed the discharge. That is a very nice add for Stormforge, because now that's stuck there. But as you can see, the cold damage is not here. Wait, sorry, it is here because okay, there we go. It's gone. Oh, perfect. I mouse overed it at the perfect time. So cold damage is gone from here, and it's also gone from here. You can see the chaos, the fire, the lightning, but the cold is missing. There is cold damage per frenzy charge, but that's on the discharge gem. The actual cold damage that the spell would do is not appearing on here, and it's also not appearing on the scale. Okay, now we go back in the maps and get another shrine run.
Wait, so we can even bring this setup further if you want, just swapping
Okay.
cold to fire instead of cruelty. Even a level 1 is fine. And
Okay.
we can try for 2 of these elements to disappear, both fire and cold.
Okay, so cold to fire instead of cruelty. Okay, so for our next magic trick, we'll try to make disappear two of the damage types, cold and fire. We're doing cold to fire conversion as well as the double call of the Brotherhood. We have not tried this before, so we'll see what happens. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Okay, well,
My,
I'll clip it, see what happened.
my charge timing was off.
Mm-hmm.
I pressed too soon.
Okay.
You didn't have the frenzy charges for the big damage or
Well,
endurance.
let's see if it happened. No, we didn't even get rid of cold this time. Something was real bad. So,
got the blue shrine
same
as well.
thing. We have all the shrines that we want, and we have the 2 rings and the cold to fire. So we'll see what happens to the damage types
30
this
seconds.
time around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. It is gone. It is both gone. The
Nice.
second magic trick worked.
And chaos.
Let's go.
Wait, the chaos
Did you mouse
too?
over it? Did
Yeah.
you mouse over it?
No,
Did you
I
mouse over
didn't.
it?
No, I didn't.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
let's
Of course
look
you
at the
didn't.
clip. What the fuck? 3 of them even? Jesus.
Yeah.
Counting, ramping, RFing. Where is the damage?
It's all gone.
Wait, it's actually gone. Like from the total too. The total is exactly the same as the lightning. We deleted all of our cold, fire, and chaos damage. It's only the lightning left.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's
We
look,
have
it's
to
this.
make it
It's the same number.
the quad. We have to
It's
make
so
it.
cursed.
Oh my god, it's 1.4 billion lightning damage.
So there is a thing. Too much
No,
damage
that
is a
lightning
thing.
is much slower.
Yeah.
Like if you find someone that said no, there's no such thing as too much damage, then
There
sure.
is.
There
yeah,
is, there you
there
go.
it actually is.
Proved. There is
Empirically.
too much
Uh,
damage is bad, guys.
oh wait, sorry, is it 142 million? No, wait. Is it? Hang on.
It wasn't billion for sure. We are converting almost all.
Yes,
the
yes,
lightning.
sorry, it's 142 million only. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
it's not 1.4 billion. Yeah. Project no damage.
No damage.
Almost. What the fuck?
Debated. Were you expecting billions of damage?
We
at
got
that.
0.
Actual queen DPS.
Oh my god. One more thing to show here. You know how the damage per use is very easy to overflow? And this number is, we don't care about this number because it just becomes 21 million very fast. This is easily doable in solo in many builds. Something interesting happened yesterday during testing. It went negative, as it does usually. And then we got all the damage and it looped back to be positive again. I have never seen that happen. So we have like, let's see, this is when we deleted the cold damage. So we have fire, lightning, and chaos. The combined damage is a positive number to a negative number. And the damage per use became positive again from its usual minus 21 million. It became positive 14 million for some reason. When this happened, I also hovered the discharge. And that average damage, even though it's supposed to be in the billions, it's actually displayed on the scale. So usually when the damage per use overflows, you know, this minus 21 million number, and you mouse over your ability, it just doesn't have a damage number. It just says it doesn't do damage. But when I mouse over it at the positive time, it actually shows the average damage as 14 million, even though it's supposed to be in the billions. So, I don't know. Doesn't work. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Okay. Ramping, casting, ramping, swapping, flasks, RFs. To 0?
Oh,
Oh, what the fuck is
What?
that?
It looks so good.
To 0!
What the fuck is that 0?
We managed to get 0 fire damage.
this is the highest that we had so far, right? Are those billions?
Yeah, those are... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 1.9 billion to 1.9 billion, 2 billion to 2.1, 2 billion to 2.1, 2.1 to 0. And the combined is minus to positive.
I think it only disappears when both the minimum and maximum
Yes.
are overflowing, and we are
Yes.
only overflowing the maximum.
Oh, hit the
Yes.
sweet spot.
That's a sweet
my
spot.
God.
Nice.
Take a screenshot of this and fucking frame it.
This is actual ZDPS. That's wait, I'm saving that screenshot. Oh my god.
The negative, a positive, a 0.
It has a little bit of everything.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
god. Let's check out the original sin then. This is Uncharted territory, guys. We're buying an original sin which converts all your damage to chaos, and then we only have to overflow the chaos, and we don't know what happens when... Do we still have damage? Do we not? Do we have negative? Do we have 0? We don't know. Let's find out. Alright, boss music.
Live side.
I'm playing Divinity Original Sin 2 boss music for this last thing. Because we're using the original sin to delete all the other damage types. Now we only have chaos, which is our total combined damage. And we will see what happens. We'll do it in Hideout right here, right now. 3, 2, 1, go. It was gone. Everything was gone.
I saw
And
it,
I had
I saw it.
poison. Wait. What? Okay, this is it.
I
This...
was here.
What? Casting, ramping, swapping. It's just gone. I have poison damage. Yeah, the chaos is gone. All the damage is... There's no combined damage. All I have is just poison damage per second. That's it. All of the damage is gone. We reached ultimate CDPS. Well, there's some poison. Is this the dot cap? 36
No.
million? Or wait,
Wait,
actually?
maybe it is.
It is.
That is 3
That is-
million.
That is 3.6. No, this is not
Okay.
the dot cap. No. Okay. Well, we deleted every damage type except poison.
I
But
have,
do you poison if you do a 0 damage hit? I don't know.
MP, I think
What
we
the
changed
fuck?
the name of the project.
Project no damage.
No, Project Damage, or is it?
Yeah. Holy shit.
I wanna, again, I just wanna know the opinions of the devs on this. What do they have to say about this? I wanna know so badly. What is going on
The
here,
fact that
devs?
the game doesn't crash and it kind of displays all these things at least is already pretty impressive. I don't know
Yeah.
what would happen if we actually like casted abilities, but this is not what this is
Mike?
about. We're,
Are you free in the Sunday? I wanna interview.
Alright, shoutouts time. First of all, the brains, Marcus, with all of his brain power and int. He's stacking int outside of the game and coming up with these amazing POBs for us to craft. Bazooka helping him with that, of course, and Regisol or Regile, I don't know, sorry how to say his name, is a POB developer helping out with the POB side of things. And then, of course, everyone who came in here and stood next to us while we did this. Marcus, Bazooka, Ols, Typhal, and then Epsi for the hideout stuff. Bazooka for the giga crafting, all of the crafting methodology for every item that we made, and sitting in the vulture prison to get the triple synth implicit items, not on this character, but other characters. Thank you. And thank you for everyone who contributed with N-League funds. This was the most expensive project of all time, but that's also because of this league, which is insanely currency heavy. Yes, I should have, I don't know how to say. I said that you were helping Marcus with POBs, but I will rephrase then. Marcus and Bazooka for POBs with the help from Regisol or Regile for the more intricate POB calculations with using the party tab and all that, which was kind of recently added, I think last league or the league before. The POB damage is like 16 billion. It's like quad overflow. We have no idea why it's not the same in game. It's probably having to do with the mana ramp. We've did a lot of off-stream testing at this time. We've tested like probably 8 to 10 hours of just swapping gems around, going into the maps with 1 shrine, with 2 shrines, with 3 shrines. I have like 30 recordings of different attempts. POB is 6 to 7 times overflow. There you go. Damage. So yeah, thank you for watching. This would be maybe a good time to say that if you are not subscribed yet on YouTube, it's fine because YouTube will just, you know, recommend you my videos. But you know, there'll be more of these and other types of videos, crafting and otherwise. So maybe hit that subscribe button, notification bell, something. Thank you for watching.